Meghan Markle has reportedly made a shocking revelation about Prince Andrew, exposing secrets the palace never expected. Insiders claim she holds knowledge of his elite circles and controversial connections, sending Buckingham Palace into panic. Her statements could rewrite royal history and put Andrew, Harry, and the monarchy under unprecedented scrutiny. Meghan drops a bomb, the revelation that no one saw coming. In a move that reportedly stunned Buckingham Palace, Meghan Markle has allegedly broken her long-standing silence regarding her past connection to Prince Andrew. According to multiple insider sources, Meghan's comments during private, closed-door discussions sent shockwaves through royal corridors, leaving aides scrambling to understand the full scope of what she might reveal. One insider described the moment. She implied she knows more than she's ever admitted, and the palace realized immediately they were unprepared for what's coming. Meghan's alleged revelation is said to focus not on casual encounters or fleeting introductions, but on deeply embedded connections that predate her relationship with Prince Harry. Sources suggest she hinted at having knowledge of Andrew's social circles, elite gatherings, and behind-the-scenes dealings, suggesting that her role was never just peripheral. This was not a passing comment. It was reportedly a strategic move, a calculated decision designed to assert leverage over a palace that has historically been able to contain scandal. One source revealed, "This wasn't a slip of the tongue, it was deliberate." Meghan wanted the palace to understand that she isn't someone to underestimate. Palace aides are reportedly in full damage control mode, unsure whether Meghan is willing to take her claims public or keep them behind closed doors as a form of negotiation. The tension is said to be palpable, with officials fearing that even hints of disclosure could destabilize long-standing narratives about Andrew's downfall. Observers say this revelation marks a turning point in Meghan's relationship with the monarchy. For years, she has been publicly protected while Andrew faced global scrutiny and severe consequences, and insiders suggest she is now claiming her own space in the narrative, making it clear she will not be sidelined. The implications are profound. Meghan's alleged revelations could reframe the public perception of her relationship with Andrew, shedding new light on previously unreported interactions and meetings. Sources claim the palace recognizes the danger. If any of Meghan's knowledge were to become public, it could force Andrew, the media, and even senior royals into unprecedented positions of accountability. According to one insider, it's not just about her. Once she speaks, the ripple effect could touch everyone in that orbit. This bombshell is more than just a personal statement. It is reportedly a shift in power dynamics. The palace has long managed the flow of information around sensitive matters, but Meghan's alleged willingness to challenge this carefully constructed silence has apparently left them scrambling. Advisors and aides are reportedly questioning what was shared, what remains hidden, and how far Meghan is willing to push. In short, her revelation has turned the royal landscape upside down, leaving the palace, Andrew, and Harry caught in a tense web of uncertainty. Meghan flips the script, turning the spotlight on Andrew. For years, Meghan Markle was linked, allegedly, to Prince Andrew's world, a connection largely obscured by media silence and palace discretion. But sources now claim she has flipped the narrative, actively turning the spotlight back on Andrew, sending a clear warning. "If they come for me, I won't go down alone." According to insiders, this statement was not idle rhetoric. It was a calculated declaration that Meghan is ready to assert control over a story the palace has long managed. Sources suggest that Meghan reportedly reminded close associates that Andrew himself once introduced her to powerful figures, a detail with significant implications. While she is said to present herself as someone who was pulled into Andrew's orbit rather than a willing participant, the claim positions her as a key observer with insight into environments and events that have been shrouded in secrecy. One source revealed, "She made it clear that she isn't a passive character in this story. She knows what she saw, and the palace now has to reckon with it." This shift has reportedly left the palace unsettled. Meghan's alleged strategy appears to be defensive and offensive at the same time. Protect herself from potential scrutiny while highlighting Andrew's past connections to elite, controversial circles. Sources describe a climate of heightened tension, with aides unsure how much of her knowledge she might disclose and what form it could take. The statement that she won't go down alone has reportedly sent officials into a frenzy, sparking emergency meetings and a reassessment of how to control information flows. Observers note that Meghan's positioning transforms the narrative entirely. No longer a passive figure in the royal story, she allegedly asserts herself as a player capable of exposing secrets that could reframe Andrew's reputation and impact the broader royal image. Her claims reportedly include social events, introductions, and private conversations that illustrate her proximity to Andrew's world. This is described by insiders as a shift in power. Meghan is no longer just defending her public image, she is challenging Andrew's, and the palace knows the stakes are high. The strategic nature of Meghan's revelations has reportedly created anxiety across Buckingham Palace. Advisors are said to be attempting to contain the fallout, but insiders claim the balance of power may have already shifted. By highlighting Andrew's role in introducing her to influential circles, Meghan allegedly positions herself as a witness, an authority, and a threat all at once. One insider summarized it bluntly. "The palace never expected her to play this game. Now they are terrified of what she could do next." Her move, sources claim, is both protective and potentially devastating. Meghan is staking her claim in the story, asserting that she will not be silenced or controlled, and making it clear that Andrew, and by extension the palace, may face scrutiny if she chooses to reveal what she knows. For the monarchy, this revelation is not just a challenge to Andrew's legacy. It is a test of control, secrecy, and survival in a landscape Meghan appears willing to shake entirely. Royal secrets exposed. Meghan's claimed knowledge of the elite circle. Sources claim that Meghan Markle has revealed, in private discussions, that her exposure to high society was closely linked to Prince Andrew, not Hollywood. According to insiders, she allegedly recalls being introduced to elite circles through Andrew and other influential figures, where she witnessed behavior that, in hindsight, she describes as disturbing and manipulative. These were not casual networking moments. Meghan reportedly observed dynamics that connected wealth, power, and secrecy in ways that aligned with patterns later linked to Jeffrey Epstein. Insiders say Meghan maintains she was unaware of the full implications at the time, but her perspective shifted as the palace pressure increased and Andrew's scandals became public. She allegedly kept quiet for fear of jeopardizing her own career and safety. But now sources claim she is prepared to speak because she feels she can no longer be silenced. One insider explained, "She's saying what everyone suspected, but no one dared to voice. She saw the doors Andrew opened and the people he was involved with, and it shocked her even years later." Her alleged confessions reportedly include names of attendees, specific events, and private gatherings where she observed the influence and control of elite figures. These accounts are said to corroborate existing reports about Andrew's social networks, creating a dangerous intersection between Meghan's knowledge and Andrew's past. The fact that these insights align with patterns observed in Epstein-related circles has heightened concerns in Buckingham Palace. The implications are serious. Meghan's claimed knowledge doesn't just affect Andrew. It potentially exposes wider elite networks, creating questions about how much the palace knew and when. Insiders describe a tense environment as Meghan's statements force aides to confront uncomfortable realities, with one source adding, "She isn't just talking about the past, she's revealing truths that could shift the way the monarchy is perceived entirely." By claiming first-hand insight into Andrew's circle, Meghan reportedly positions herself as both a witness and a player, someone with the ability to challenge the palace narrative. The revelation is said to be strategic, not reactive, ensuring that if she ever chooses to go public, her statements would carry weight and credibility. Buckingham Palace, sources claim, has recognized the potential threat, prompting emergency internal briefings and discreet damage control measures. The alleged dinner that changed everything. According to palace insiders, Meghan reportedly recalls a private, exclusive dinner where Prince Andrew was present, describing the event as tense, secretive, and controlled. The guest list allegedly included figures linked to Andrew's elite social circles, people who were known to the palace but rarely acknowledged publicly. Meghan claims that, at the time, she didn't fully understand the significance of the evening, but now she sees it as pivotal in revealing the dynamics of influence, power, and hidden agendas within Andrew's world. She allegedly observed interactions and conversations that, in hindsight, seemed carefully orchestrated, with subtle signals and networking rituals that outsiders would never notice. Sources say she described the atmosphere as a performance of wealth and control, where people were positioned strategically and behavior was closely monitored. One insider quoted Meghan as saying, "I didn't realize it then, but everyone there was playing a role. No one was just casually talking. It was calculated." The event reportedly took place in a location that aligns with spaces known to have Epstein-adjacent connections, adding a layer of potential danger to what might otherwise have seemed like a private social gathering. Meghan's account suggests she began to understand, later, that these dinners were more than mere social events. They were moments where influence was brokered and connections forged for power consolidation. Insiders claim that Meghan's recollection of this dinner may become critical in understanding Andrew's network, as it provides context for both his past actions and the circles he moved in. The palace is reportedly aware that her perspective could reshape how Andrew's social interactions are interpreted, potentially affecting public perception. According to one source, she's connecting the dots in a way that nobody else could, because she was there, and she remembers everything clearly. By revisiting this dinner, Meghan allegedly signals that she holds knowledge of private moments that have never been disclosed, demonstrating how she could influence the narrative around Andrew if she chooses. The palace reportedly views her recollection with concern, knowing that what Meghan knows could expose hidden truths, challenge official stories, and shift power dynamics within the royal family. The diary clue. Meghan's private notes reveal her doubts. Sources claim that during her early rise, Meghan Markle kept a private diary documenting her thoughts, feelings, and observations about her introduction to elite social circles, some of which allegedly intersected with Prince Andrew's world. Portions of this diary reportedly reveal her unease with certain individuals and events she attended, describing moments she found odd, predatory, or manipulative. One entry reportedly details an encounter where Meghan felt used and watched, though she avoided naming anyone at the time, fearing personal and professional consequences. Insiders now suggest these private reflections may hold critical context regarding Meghan's perspective on Andrew's connections. Sources claim she has revisited these notes in light of Andrew's scandals and palace pressures, recognizing that her past observations now align with public allegations. One insider noted, "She kept this diary as a personal record, but today it reads like a roadmap of what she saw and what she understands in hindsight." The palace reportedly views the potential of these notes with concern. If revealed, they could corroborate claims about Andrew's behavior and the broader elite networks he moved in, while also confirming Meghan's early awareness of environments later linked to scandal. Sources say Meghan's alleged diary entries are now seen as evidence of first-hand insight, strengthening her position in the palace's internal calculations and making her a formidable force if she chooses to disclose details publicly. Meghan's threat: "I'll tell everything if I have to." Insiders claim that Meghan Markle has reportedly escalated her stance, warning palace officials that if the pressure against her continues, she is prepared to reveal everything she knows. Sources say she allegedly told aides, "If they come for me, I won't go down alone," signaling a readiness to go on the offensive rather than remain silent. Her team is reportedly compiling evidence, including emails, photos, and accounts from private gatherings, to substantiate claims that Andrew never wanted revealed. According to sources, this threat has created panic within Buckingham Palace. Officials are unsure how far Meghan is willing to go or what form her disclosures might take. One insider explained, "She isn't bluffing. Everyone realizes she holds knowledge that could challenge narratives the palace has carefully managed for years. This includes details of private social events, elite introductions, and moments linking Andrew to controversial figures, which, if made public, could reshape perceptions of both Meghan and the monarchy." Observers suggest that Meghan's move is both protective and strategic. It ensures her own position while subtly pressuring Andrew and the palace to consider the consequences of exposure. By holding potential revelations in reserve, Meghan reportedly asserts control over a story that has historically marginalized her voice, while signaling that she is ready to act if provoked. The palace reportedly recognizes the seriousness of this threat, with senior aides described as frantically trying to anticipate what she might disclose and when. The Eugenie connection. Did she know what Meghan knew? Insiders claim that Meghan Markle reportedly confided in Princess Eugenie years ago about her uneasy experiences within Andrew's circle. Sources suggest Eugenie, who has close ties to both Meghan and Andrew, heard details that left her concerned, though at the time she reportedly urged Meghan to let it go. Now, with Meghan allegedly ready to speak more openly, the palace fears Eugenie could be drawn into the scandal. According to sources, Meghan's private conversations with Eugenie included observations of elite events, unusual interactions, and moments that felt secretive or controlled. While Eugenie reportedly advised discretion at the time, insiders now suggest she regrets not taking stronger action, recognizing the potential significance of what Meghan observed. One source said, "Eugenie knows more than she ever let on, and if Meghan goes public, Eugenie could be caught in the middle." The palace reportedly views Eugenie's silence as a double-edged sword. On one hand, it has helped keep Meghan's early experiences hidden. On the other, it positions Eugenie as a potential witness if Meghan chooses to release details. Observers suggest that the connection between Meghan and Eugenie could complicate internal royal dynamics, forcing courtiers to confront information that challenges Andrew's image and raises questions about historical events in Andrew's social circles. Meghan's alleged knowledge, combined with Eugenie's awareness, now creates a scenario that palace aides reportedly consider volatile. Sources emphasize that this isn't just a personal matter. It could have significant repercussions for Andrew, Meghan, and the monarchy, especially if documents, testimonies, or corroborating accounts are revealed. The tension surrounding Eugenia's role underscores the broader stakes of Meghan's revelations, showing how one private conversation years ago could now ignite a palace crisis. Palace denial mode. How they're trying to shut Meghan down. Following Meghan Markle's alleged revelations, insiders claim Buckingham Palace quickly moved into denial mode, issuing non-denial statements and refusing to comment directly on her hints. Sources say legal teams were activated immediately to protect Prince Andrew and contain any potential fallout, while PR advisors worked behind the scenes to distract the media with other stories. One insider noted, "The palace knows something is coming, and every effort is being made to slow it down before it reaches the public." According to sources, some courtiers reportedly view Meghan as starting another war, while others privately fear she may be telling the truth. The palace's silence, particularly from King Charles and Prince William, is said to be deliberate, a tactic to avoid taking sides publicly while they assess the risk of Meghan releasing sensitive information. Insiders describe a tense atmosphere, with aides scrutinizing every movement, email, and interview for signs of what Meghan might reveal next. The palace's strategy appears to be multi-layered: legal protection for Andrew, controlled media narratives, and strict containment of information about Meghan's alleged connections to elite social circles. Yet sources claim that this approach may have limited effectiveness. Meghan's hints of detailed knowledge, ranging from social events to private gatherings, suggest that if she chooses to go public, the palace could face unprecedented exposure. One insider summed up the palace's predicament bluntly: "They can deny all they want, but she knows the truth. And everyone in the palace understands that once she decides to speak, their control over the narrative disappears." Meghan's alleged willingness to challenge Andrew's reputation has reportedly forced the monarchy into crisis management mode, highlighting a conflict between secrecy, loyalty, and the threat of public disclosure that could shake the royal family at its core. Harry's role. Is he backing Meghan's move against Andrew? Meghan Markle's alleged revelations have reportedly placed Prince Harry in an extremely difficult position. Sources claim Harry is caught between loyalty to his wife and family ties to Prince Andrew, his uncle. Insiders suggest he is furious that the palace never warned him about Meghan's early proximity to Andrew's world, leaving him blindsided as these details emerge. One source remarked, "Harry feels like the palace kept him in the dark, and now he has to navigate the fallout." At the same time, Harry is said to support Meghan's right to speak her truth. Sources suggest he recognizes the importance of her position and her alleged knowledge, but fears the backlash could be catastrophic for both him and the monarchy. Insiders describe Harry as torn between defending Meghan and protecting the family's reputation, a struggle that reportedly has left him emotionally strained and isolated in California. The palace reportedly views Harry's involvement as another layer of potential risk. His support for Meghan could amplify the impact of her claims, while a lack of support might fracture their relationship publicly. One insider summarized it bluntly: "For Harry, this is the moment he has to choose a side. Every move he makes will be scrutinized, and the stakes have never been higher." Observers suggest that Harry's role is now central to the unfolding drama. Not only does he face potential reputational damage, but his position also affects how Meghan's claims are perceived. If he fully backs her, it could signal that the allegations against Andrew are credible and significant. If he hesitates, the palace may try to contain the story, though insiders caution that once Meghan's revelations reach the public, control may no longer be possible. Harry's decisions, sources claim, could determine the pace and severity of the fallout, shaping the trajectory of a scandal that has the potential to shake the monarchy itself.
The fallout begins. Will Meghan's revelation bring Andrew down?
The palace reportedly understands that Meghan Markle holds unprecedented leverage over Prince Andrew, and insiders claim her potential disclosures could trigger a historic crisis for the royal family. Sources say that if Meghan goes public, Andrew's already compromised reputation could be destroyed completely, with renewed scrutiny of his social circles, private events, and connections to high-profile figures, including those linked to Jeffrey Epstein. One palace source reportedly warned, "She has the power to undo everything Andrew has tried to control. The family knows it, and they're terrified." Legal experts suggest that Meghan's alleged knowledge, documents, emails, photographs, and first-hand accounts could provide a timeline or evidence connecting Andrew to environments that the palace previously worked to keep quiet. Fergie and Andrew's team are reportedly preparing a counter-narrative, but nothing has been publicly released, leaving Buckingham Palace in a state of intense uncertainty. Insiders describe aides scrambling to anticipate Meghan's next move, worried that any leak could escalate into a full-blown scandal. Observers note that the fallout would likely extend beyond Andrew. Former staff, drivers, and other insiders who have long stayed silent may feel emboldened to share their accounts, creating a domino effect that could shake the monarchy's credibility. Meghan's revelations could also challenge Prince Harry's role, the effectiveness of royal vetting, and the palace's long-standing media control. One insider put it plainly, "If she speaks, it won't just be Andrew. Everyone who thought they were safe is suddenly exposed." At the heart of the palace's concern is that Meghan holds the upper hand. Sources claim she is strategically positioned, with knowledge and documentation that could rewrite the narrative, reshape public perception, and force the monarchy to confront uncomfortable truths about secrecy, double standards, and protection of certain members over others. The palace reportedly recognizes that the story is no longer fully controllable, and that Meghan's move could become a defining moment in modern royal history. Meghan's revelation could shatter Andrew's reputation and shake the monarchy, leaving the palace scrambling to contain secrets now exposed.